Oh man, Bert Kreischer is here with us. Off the Hook Comedy Club this weekend. It's actually what, all weekend and even New Year's Eve, right?
So Monday night too, yeah.
Kicks ass.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best setup because it's one show tonight, one show tomorrow, 2 shows Saturday, 2 shows Sunday, or maybe 1 show Saturday, 2 Sunday, 2 Monday. Oh, come on!
Wow.
And then I fly home.
Where do you live? You live in LA?
Yeah, I live in LA.
You kind of have to, right?
Yeah, we were doing. I love talking about parenting stuff off air, like the kind of stuff we talk about because there's you don't get it. Like a lot of parents, especially like I grew up in Tampa, so like all my friends are kind of messed up.
Yeah.
Like they're like reformed. Like dudes that used to take acid with are like Christian now.
Yeah.
And you're like, what happened? They're like, well, I just found Jesus. And you're like, you're the same guy that was telling me one night, hi, what if my head's an orange and I want to peel it? What do I do? Like, now like, so weird. Yeah, I can't, I'm going through a lot of parenting stuff, except my kids are starting to get up to that age, and I'm like,
You're starting to realize things.
Yeah, like just the littlest things, like my youngest is. The nudity thing really kind of messed me up.
Yeah.
Because I was like, all of a sudden now it's like you're doing something bad.
Right.
I was like, I'm not a bad person. I don't hit my kids. I don't cheat on my wife.
Right.
Like that. Those are my versions of what could be bad. Right. I don't hit my kids. I don't cheat on my wife. I can do anything else though. Anything else counts.
Anything else is all right.
So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like I don't smoke weed.
No.
I mean, let's take that back.
Yeah.
I don't smoke weed. like I remember the first time I realized you couldn't take Xanax and have kids. Like, because I remember my wife went to the movies with her friends. I put the kids to sleep, and I'm like, I'm gonna take half a Xanax and sleep solid tonight.
Sure.
And wake up, my wife's standing over the bed crying. They thought I was dead.
Oh no.
Yeah, and my kids are just sitting there. I'm like, what happened, guys? I'm refreshed. I'm like a daisy. Woo! What do you guys want to do? And they're like, and she was like, the girls couldn't wake you up. I was like, whoa! But then you start panicking. You're like, oh my God, I'm a horrible parent. It's like one time I took my kids on a bike ride. I make a cocktail, right? A gin and tonic, get a cigar. I got a Tervis tumbler, little big beach cruiser. We're riding around town, just soaking up the sun, having a beautiful moment. Until a cop drives by, and I realize I got an open container on a vehicle with my children in tow. And I'm like, but this was innocent. I wasn't being like a bad person. I had to look at my daughters. I'm like, girls, we got to split up. Like, you guys better find it at home. I tell you, Daddy might be doing some time in the pokey. I was thinking of that last night driving, because I was definitely sober when I was driving, but then you're like, well, my version of sober may not be a cop's version of sober.
Right.
Like, I would never drink and drive. That's one thing I am terrified about drinking and driving.
Yeah, me too.
And I say this right now. I said this one time to a friend of mine. So if you're thinking about going out this week and you're drinking, if I can tell you, there's a possibility that going out tonight would ruin your life.
Right.
Would you go out, or would you go, well, I'm going to stay home. I don't want to ruin my life.
Home.
Right. And then I go, well, I can subtract that out of your life. All you got to do is not drink and drive. You're like, oh, okay. But we get out there so often, and next thing you know, you're at dinner with your wife, you're throwing back tequila, and then you're sitting at valet arguing about who's going to drive. Well, let me tell you something. The woman drives. That's how that works.
Always.
Sure. Because the stakes, if a man goes to jail, are up here. You got to learn how to shuck and jive in the shower, right? If a woman goes to jail, she's just got to learn how to braid hair. That's it. Like, so women, you drive. That's how that works.
There it is. Does your wife drink too?
Nah, my wife doesn't drink. My wife's a pretty awesome chick.
Yeah.
She doesn't drink, doesn't really party.
Yeah.
We went to a party one time and there was cocaine there.
Uh-huh.
And it was my buddy's 40th.
Right.
It was an 80s party, so of course there's cocaine. Like that's, I guess they were getting in theme.
Right.
As opposed to the fact that they're just dirt bags. But he's got
excuse to do coke.
Yeah, exactly. It's an 80s party. What? Guys, yeah. Guys, I'm a character party celebrator. What am I going to go to an 80s party and just dance and wear the clothes? No, I'm doing cocaine. We might get AIDS. She sees the cocaine, and I had seen it too, but I had made the decision not to do it because I have high blood pressure, I have high cholesterol. There's a lot of reasons I don't do cocaine, not because it's not fun, but just because I'm like, I don't want to be the one dad that dies of a cocaine overdose. Then your kid's like, wow, one night.
Right.
So my wife, and I had 2 kids at the time, and so my wife sees the cocaine, comes in up to me and like grabs me, and she was like, "There's cocaine here," and I was like, "I know." She was like, "Listen, if you want, you can do it." And I was like, well, like trying to be the cool wife. I was like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "If you want, you can do it." Like, I don't want to be the bummer wife. And I was about to say, honey, I've already decided not to do it. But I was like, really? She goes, yes, but here's the deal. You can't come home tonight. And I was like, whoa, don't worry. You won't be seeing me for a couple days. Daddy's not going to show up and start cleaning the house on go. We're going down to Tijuana. I'm fighting a bull. I'm bear baiting.
That's right.
I'm going to get into some real stuff. I'm buying a boat. I may never see you guys again. Good luck.
What's the most amount of trouble you ever got into going out partying?
Oh, I can't even put that in perspective.
No.
I've gotten
so many.
Actually, I take that back. I'll be real honest. I've never really gotten like a DUI. I've never gotten arrested.
Right.
But I've gotten into a lot of like I robbed a train in Russia with the Russian mafia once.
You robbed a train in Russia.
In Russia.
I want to hear this story. We'll come back with that. Bert Kreischer. He's at the Off the Hook Comedy Club, 389-6900 or offthehookcomedy.com.